Okay, we have week 5 edition. Actually, excuse me, week 4 edition. Almost got ahead of myself. Week 4 edition of the Trash Mouth Fantasy Football Podcast. We have the defending Trash Mouth champion, Bengali Bombers, on the line.
Dave, good to be here, but, that was a slip of the tongue, but I'll see you on week 5 podcast as well.
Oh, really? All right, Bombers. 72 points. Big victory versus Psychos. You've dominated him since losing the Miracle on 34th Street Championship. We all know about that. But since then, you've practically you've owned them since then.
Yeah, it just came down to how and on whom you take out your frustration of losing that tough championship back then. And he just happened to win it that year, as you remember, last second. I've never seen anything like it. But it was time for a little bit of payback, so domination sounds like the right word.
All right, Bombers, you're 2-2 on the year. You weathered the storm. You get touchdown Tom Brady back. What are your thoughts about rolling out Roethlisberger and Brady? I'm going to say that again.
Baby.
Roethlisberger and Brady every week.
Oh, man, I'm salivating already. It's, they say you got to weather the storm. So the first 4 weeks we went 2-2, which we'll take. But, oh my God, so looking forward to touchdown Tom being back, and I can't wait. We're going to pour it on now.
All right, we have a Twitter question from Joey in South Dakota. Yep, there's Trash Mouth Fantasy Footballs in South Dakota. He's following your team closely, and he's very interested in some of your recent additions and subtractions to your team in the last 2 weeks. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, part of it was circumstance-based, where Jordan Cameron, Sammy Watkins went out with a little bit of an issue, so they're going to be out for a while, and it just allowed me to use 2 moves, one for each of the first 4 weeks, so the second move was used this week, to upgrade the roster, but also fill in the slots that were vacated by those 2 players. And then taking a look at some of the bye weeks, I hadn't realized at the draft that, for example, when I made the move for a tight end for Jordan Cameron, that I would have 2 tight ends out this week, so I had to make some adjustments there, and, but it's all about making the roster stronger and just giving Tom and Big Ben some support behind them.
All right, as you know, this week is a rematch of the first round of the playoffs. You've battled this GM the last 2 years in the playoffs, the Widowmakers losing in 2014 and then beating them in 2015 on your way to your 3rd career championship. What are your thoughts about rolling out both your quarterbacks and playing Widowmakers with a short-handed lineup? He's short-handed, only 1 quarterback going.
Yeah, this is what it comes down to when you draft and draft strategy, right? You got to figure out who's going to be up and when they're going to be off. So, well, if he decides to make a move, which he should, to make the competition at least a little bit fair, he should have a full roster, shouldn't go short, especially against a stacked and loaded Bomber team. I mean, that would be just suicide. So, if he chooses to accept the loss and go with short-handed roster, then so be it. But I'm looking forward to that matchup, and I think I've had the better upper hand at least last year's playoffs against Widowmakers, and I'm looking forward to continuing that trend.
All right, Bombers. I hope you the beverages in the podcast waiting room was up to your standards.
Absolutely, I always enjoy the waiting room.
All right, Bombers. Once again, we have the Trash Mouth Week 4 podcast. You got to score the most points for the week to get on this show. There's no shortcuts. It's very simple. All right, Bombers. It's parting shots time. You're 2-2. You're defending champ. There's another guy in your division. He's 3-1. G-Man has made a statement. He's on his way back up. 3 out of the 4 GMs total points are 1 through 4. 3 of them are in the West Division, I believe. What's your parting shots?
Well, before we get to parting shot, I want to give a shout out to Tracy, our research lady. I think she pulled up a stat this week about how whoever has the most points on week 4 in the last 5 years, I think, has made either the finals or won the championship. That's just an amazing stat. So thanks, Tracy, for coming up with that. That was a really good one. In terms of parting shots, I mean, what do you say right after week 4? There are people talking about see you at the championship, blah, 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 playoffs. Guys, it's week 4, okay? Let's take it easy. Let's figure out what we're going to be up against, because the bomber train is coming into the station, and it's coming full speed, so watch out. And then I do have a message for the Founding Fathers, Dave. I think they need to go back to the drawing board. This is not the 90s anymore. You have to readjust your draft strategies. You have to think about how to win a championship in 2016 and beyond. So I think the Founding Fathers need to kind of brush up on their football skills and go back to the drawing board, because it's not pretty. The newcomers are making a shame out of the Founding Fathers week after week, and it's a little bit embarrassing for the league because it was founded by certain individuals, and without naming names, I just think a little bit of advice: go back to the drawing board, come up with new strategies, catch up to 2016 and beyond. So let's go, get into the game.
All right, there you go. The Bombers calling out everybody. And moving on with Brady starting in week 5. We thank you for joining the podcast, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
One more thing for those going to the road show. Looking forward to it. Peter, the kids, and I will be there starting next Wednesday, scoping out the layout and how the weekend's going to shape up. So everybody, if you can, let us know. We can text each other as to what days you're getting there, and if everybody's at the same hotel or not. And we look forward to the trip as always.
That is true. Thank you very much for that information, and we wish you good luck the rest of the season.